Are you struggling with hair loss? Well, before you give up and start rocking that bald look, get yourself a box of Novaxidil. It's the only clinically proven triple action hair loss treatment on the market. It has 5% minoxidil, which is the gold standard for regrowth. But minoxidil alone will not prevent further loss. For that, Novaxidil uses DHT blocker ketoconazole with added nicotinamide, vitamin K, biotin, and collagen peptides. Basically, every single ingredient you could possibly think of in one product. So stop rubbing peppermint oil behind your ears and get something that works. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Novaxidil.
All right, Series and Silliness Bodybuilding. I'm your host, John Livia, and it's another Monday night where I'm recording Anabolic Academy. What is Anabolic Academy? That's the part of my channel where you send me questions and I answer them. And so how can you reach me? You can reach me on Instagram, Series and Silliness. You can reach me on Facebook, John Livia. You can reach me on TikTok, John Livia. Or you could email me, John_Livia at Yahoo, or UncleJohn1201 at Gmail me, or Gmail me, really. UncleJohn1201 at Gmail. Duh. Or if you see me in person, you can just ask me and I'll answer it in person, but then I will also put it on here. Anyway, so if you guys haven't seen yet, I did a live with Alman Adibi. Every week, Monday nights at 8:30, I try to do a live podcast called Shooting the Breeze, where we just talk about whatever has happened, period. We could talk about anything. Normally, Lee Priest joins me, but he has been traveling like crazy. He should be home very, very soon and be back next week. But this week, I had the pleasure of Aman Adibi coming on. Just so happened that Aman was on RX Muscle last night with Patrick Moore, Chris Aceto, and Dave Palumbo, and they were kind of going back and forth over this street fight that Patrick Moore had with the gym owner that Patrick goes to, and turned into a complete shit show. They were actually pretty cordial on the channel, but the circumstances around the street fight turned into a shit show. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay, but Armand came on. We talked about it. We kind of cleared some stuff up about what was going back and forth last night. We gave opinions. We gave my opinion. We gave his opinion. We talked about it. If you guys are interested, just go back. It should be up, and you just go and take a look. It was live, Shooting the Breeze with John Livia and special guest Armand Adibi, and you can't miss it. It's right there in front of your face on my channel. Anyway, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna answer some questions. We have four questions, and then I had somebody ask me a question today. That person will remain anonymous. I just wanted to add it in because it was actually a pretty good question, to be honest with you. So I am gonna write anonymous question. Somebody asked me a question, and he actually did not want to be known, so I am gonna answer that one. But we're going to start off with, of course, Fran is the man, because Fran is the man gives me questions every single week. Why? Because he's the motherfucking man. That's what the man does. All right. First question from Fran is the man. Who is the greatest lifetime natural bodybuilder of all time? I have no fucking idea. I never followed natural bodybuilding. No clue. No idea. Couldn't tell you. I don't think anybody really could, to be honest with you. Unless you follow that circuit, and that is, if you think bodybuilding is a niche circuit, well, natural bodybuilding is an extremely niche circuit. So I'd be honest with you, I don't know, and I wasn't gonna start researching all natural bodybuilders and then see who the best one was and whatnot, because to me, the all natural bodybuilding circuit is irrelevant. The IFBB is the only people on the block, period. You want to be a bodybuilder, you go to the NPC and the IFBB. And if you want to compete in those, and you want to make a living doing so, then you have to take gear. Period. End of story. I mean, you don't have to, but odds are you're going to get your ass kicked. Unless you're some kind of genetic freak, which we've seen that doesn't even happen at the highest level. But so I'm sorry, Fran. This is the first time I have to say I don't know the answer to that. No clue. Second question. How come bodybuilders tan all year round? Dennis Wolf wouldn't look tan until show day. The reason why bodybuilders tan all year round is because they are very vain. and worried about what they look like all the time. So they don't want to walk around. It's really what it comes down to, because there's no reason to tan all year round. You tan before a contest for a few weeks, and then you put on your Protan and your Jantana, and then you're ready to rock and roll. All right, so what happens is you put on Protan first. Now, some people go to a spray booth, and that's completely different. I never went to a spray booth. I always had a friend do it. So the first thing you do is you put Protan on, and depending how light you are or how dark you are, you'd have to put layers of Protan on, and then you put a layer of Jantana on. Jantana really makes you look really dark and like a Caribbean suntan, and you put that on you, and that really makes you look. If you put that on top of the Protan, you look amazing on stage as far as the tan goes. Like I always made sure that like my tan was pretty good on stage. So that's how that goes. Dennis Wolf, yeah, there were a lot of white bodybuilders that wouldn't tan all year round because there's no need to. I don't think. I remember Dave Palumbo wouldn't tan all year round. I know Dennis Wolf, like you said, wouldn't. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure who else, but a lot of guys wouldn't tan all year round. But yeah, the majority of bodybuilders, because they're vain and worried about what they look like all the time, yeah, they tan, and it's just is what it is. I don't tan all year round. Um, when I was competing, I would tan a few weeks before, the gym. Um, I would get like a tanning uh, membership, and I would tan at a spot, like in the springtime into the summer. In the last couple of years, I haven't. My tan will come from like if I am in the pool in the yard, or if me and the wife go on vacation or something like that. That's where my tan usually comes from if I am tan. But this year, I think I might actually join a tanning spot. I haven't joined one in a while, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's not the most pressing thing on my mind right now, but yeah, they just tan because they're very fucking vain and self-centered. All right. Fran is the man. Question number 3. How much does it cost per year to maintain an IFBB Pro card? If you are a pro and you need the fee is $300 a year. I think three and change or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it's around $300 a year, which is a nice chunk of money. You know what I mean? But the guys that compete, they're gonna pay it no matter what. That's it. Like the guys that I have on my show, Dorian and Luke and Bo, they're gonna pay it because they're competing no matter what. It is what it is. Next question from Kali_baby on Instagram. My left bicep looks more defined. However, my right bicep is stronger and not as defined. Thoughts, reasons. All right, this happens all the time, and for some reason, it happens mostly with biceps. I don't know, but I can only speculate that if you're a righty, that you might be stronger on that side. But that's happened to me too. Like my peak on my right bicep is much more pronounced than my left bicep. Um, the only thing I could tell you is don't worry about it. Just keep training. It'll catch up. Don't 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 split hairs when you're training. Don't think you got to do extra reps for your left bicep or your right bicep or whatever the case may be because it's not as defined or it's not as strong or whatever the case may be, or the peak isn't as big as the other one. Don't worry about it. Just keep on going. Just keep training, and don't worry about the balance or symmetry so much. It will catch up. That's about as best I could do, because you and I've known from like real world experience. Like I've had my right bicep was always bigger and rounder and better peak than my left bicep. So for a long time, I would do extra reps on my left bicep, and it was a waste. It was a waste. It was a waste of time. Never, it was a waste of time. Just do your alternate curls, do your easy bar curls, do your preacher curls, and push and push and push, and train as hard as you can. I actually have to do arms tomorrow, and that's really don't sweat it, man. Really, don't sweat it. You got enough of shit to sweat. Don't sweat. You know uh, the difference between your right bicep and your left bicep. Don't sweat it. I mean, if it's really off, then there's an issue. There's a problem, right? If it's really off, like if you have muscle atrophy on one side than the other, that's completely different. But you're always going to have, your bicep looks a little different from your left bicep. Your right pec looks a little bit different from blah 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 blah. But you know what the thing is? Honestly, you're probably the only one who notices because nobody has ever told me my right bicep. Even when I was competing, no judge ever said your left bicep is smaller than your right. But no, it's probably just bugging you because as bodybuilders, we look in the mirror and we're never satisfied. So I just wouldn't sweat it. Don't worry about it too much. Just keep training and keep pushing forward. Okay. So now for my anonymous question. A friend who I know very well came to me and never did any kind of cycle before. Now, he is not a bodybuilder. He is a mixed martial artist. He actually does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's in great shape. He's more like an athlete, but he's getting older now. He's in his 40s. But that's what he does to stay in shape. Like you and I go to the gym. This guy goes to Brazilian jiu-jitsu and different martial arts classes and whatnot. That's what he's into. He's been doing it forever. And he said, he's getting older and he's not as strong and he doesn't have the stamina like he used to. And he was thinking about doing some kind of a cycle. And of course, the first thing he asks about is tren. And I said to him, look, man, you don't need to do tren. First of all, you're not bodybuilding. There's no reason to do tren. What you want to do is become stronger on the mat and recover faster from injury or whatever the case may be because we're getting older. So I said it would be my advice to you to do test and growth because test is going to make you stronger and the growth is going to help repair. And in the long run, you're going to have a better result than tren. And I said to him, tren is a very hard, toxic compound. People like it because it's very strong, but you're going to wake up in pools of sweat. You're going to sweat profoundly constantly if you do it right. You will get very strong, but you can't stay on it for a long period of time. You're talking maybe 6-8 weeks tops. To me, it doesn't make sense. TRT, growth hormone, and you should be set. Honestly, it's going to help repair and it's going to help you get stronger, especially for you like martial arts or grappling or mixed martial arts. I think that's the best bet. I said if you want to throw in like some Deca for your joints, if your joints bother you, but other than that, test and GH. And it was very because he's been a friend a while, but he's not a friend through the gym. And it was very flattering that he asked me, And I always know when somebody is sincere when they ask me about fitness or bodybuilding or gear or supplements, when they say, hey, can I talk to you alone? Or could we talk outside or whatever? Because that's how I know they're serious because they don't want anybody else to know what they're doing and they're just coming to me for information. So number one, that's very flattering. And that is the sign. That's the number one sign that I know that he really wants to do it. If people are just like talking in a crowd and just throwing things out, that's just not serious. They're just talking shit. And I won't even give them a serious answer, So for example, I had one friend at work that said to me in front of everybody, what can I take to lose weight? And I was like, stop eating, you fat bastard. Right. Because I know it's, it's said just to have conversation. It's nothing meaningful. But when you tell me, hey, can I talk to you one-on-one or can I give you a call tonight or can I shoot you a text? That means, you're serious. And then I will give you a real answer and a real answer. But other than that, that's about it. So now, of course, you know that we can go to Novoxidil.com if you have any hair loss. But do me a favor. Amana DB has become a good friend, and he recently started a supplement line. And I've tried his intra amino acids and I like it a lot. I do like the intra amino acids. I like it a lot, especially if you don't take enough protein in, right? Because you need those amino acids. But it also helps with repair, and he also puts creatine in it. I think he does put a little bit of. I know he puts the EAS, essential amino acids, and he puts in creatine in there, and it's great for repair while you're training, and it actually tastes really good. So he's got a lineup of products, and he's become a friend. So I want to help him, And so go to his website. It's armanadb.com, and you can order his products from there. Um, I'm gonna start ordering other stuff because he actually sent me stuff. Um, and now I'm gonna start ordering because I'm almost out of his intra amino acid drink. So I'm gonna order that again, and I'm gonna go online and see what else he has because he puts out a good product because he knows bodybuilding, right? And of course, I mean, I Prevail subs from Jason Orange is great too. But I'm just gonna plug both of them because Arman is really starting to become a good friend. Anytime I ask him to come on my channel, it's never a problem. And it's getting to the point where we kind of text back and forth almost every day. So do me a favor, go to armanadb.com and check out his supplement line, man. I'm sure you won't be disappointed because he does know his shit when it comes to bodybuilding. He really does. He's been doing it since he's a kid, and he's 40, early 40s at this point. So he's been in bodybuilding for like 30 years at this point. Anyway, that'll do it for Anabolic Academy. So please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And tell all your friends about this great, it's really not new anymore, it's about 2 years old, this moderately new bodybuilding show with the host that knows a lot, and it has all the drama, and it's funny, and you're going to love it, and blah, 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 blah. All right, guys, listen, I'm out. Peace.